to the Open Scoring MMA podcast. No secrets, no bias, just the real fight game. Let's get ready.
Welcome to Open Scoring MMA. This is episode 28 for July 17, 2026. Your daily look at what's happening now and next across the world of MMA and UFC. All right, let's dive straight into the action because UFC Oklahoma City just wrapped up its weigh-ins, setting the stage for what looks to be a massive fight night event. The headliner we're hearing is a middleweight clash between the former champ Dricus du Plessis and Kamaru Usman. Now, this is interesting because Usman is reportedly making his return to the 185-pound division after securing a decision win in his last outing. Du Plessis, on the other hand, is coming in with a lot of confidence, and he's made it clear that he believes the winner of this bout absolutely deserves to fight Sean Strickland next for the UFC middleweight title. It's a high-stakes affair, and both men are looking to make a statement. Usman himself has been calling himself a Moneyweight fighter, which tells you he's not limiting himself to just one division. He's looking for the big fights, the big paydays, and he's willing to move up or down to get them. It's a smart play in today's UFC landscape where big names can dictate their terms a little more. Word is the prelims and main card results for UFC Oklahoma City are already out, and we'll have a full breakdown for you in our next episode. Speaking of big names, there's been some chatter swirling around Conor McGregor and his recent fight at UFC 329. Israel Adesanya, the former middleweight champion, has suggested that McGregor might have entered that bout injured. This comes after the controversial outcome of the main event, and while McGregor himself was quick to deny any previous injury, and word is the UFC even took steps to legitimize his return and dispute those rumors, Adesanya's comments definitely add another layer to the discussion. It's not uncommon for fighters to go into a bout with nagging injuries, but to hear a fellow high-profile fighter like Adesanya bring it up certainly raises eyebrows. It makes you wonder what really went on behind the scenes and if that played a role in the fight's outcome. McGregor is a warrior, no doubt, but even the toughest fighters can be hampered by injuries. Now let's talk about a fighter who's embracing his role in the division, Jared Cannonier. He's been pretty vocal about not being bothered by the impression that he's become a gatekeeper in the UFC middleweight division. He told Sherdog, quote, "So here I'm, the guy who hasn't been able to win as consistently as I'd like," end quote. He continued, quote, "So therefore I'm having to welcome these guys to the division," end quote. It's a pragmatic view, and honestly, there's a lot of respect to be had for a fighter who understands his position and still performs at a high level. Being a gatekeeper means you're still one of the best, a tough challenge for anyone trying to break into the top tier. Cannonier also made it clear that he believes he's earned the right to get paid much more than the UFC is currently paying him, especially after years at the top. And you know what? He's got a point. Fighters put their bodies on the line, and if you're consistently fighting top contenders, you deserve to be compensated fairly. We've got some exciting fight announcements coming up. Denise Gomes, who's definitely on the rise, is set to face Chinese former title challenger Yan Xiaonan at UFC Shanghai on August 29th. This is a true clash of generations in women's MMA, and it's going to be a huge test for Gomes. Xiaonan is a tough out, a former title challenger, and this fight promises to shake up the top of the strawweight ranking. It's a fantastic matchup, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how Gomes handles the pressure against such an experienced opponent. And speaking of card changes, Jan Blachowicz has a new opponent for UFC Belgrade. His original opponent, Bogdan Guskov, was shifted to UFC Abu Dhabi to face Magomed Ankalaev, which is a big fight in itself. So promotion officials announced that the former light heavyweight champion Blachowicz will now reportedly face the undefeated Navajo Sterling on the fight night card. Sterling is 10-0, an absolute force, and this is a massive opportunity for him to make a name for himself against a former champion. Blachowicz is a seasoned veteran, but Sterling is a dangerous, hungry fighter who's looking to climb the ranks. This is a fantastic replacement fight and a great addition to the Belgrade card. Now let's talk about a legend who's found peace in retirement. UFC Hall of Famer Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse himself, has explained why he retired, and he's made it clear that he has no regrets about walking away from mixed martial arts. It's always great to see a fighter leave the sport on their own terms, healthy and happy, especially after such a dominant career. Johnson is one of the greatest of all time, and his decision to step away when he did is a testament to his intelligence and self-awareness. And in other big news, Jon Jones' latest comments about Dana White could really change how fans view his UFC future. Jones has indicated that he's willing to let bygones be bygones to do business with Dana White. This is huge considering the past tensions and public disagreements between the two. If Jones and White can truly bury the hatchet, it opens up a world of possibilities for future fights and could lead to some massive pay-per-view events. Jones is still one of the biggest draws in the sport, and a harmonious relationship with the UFC brass can only benefit everyone involved. Nora, we've got to talk about this Magomed Zainukov versus Damian Rizapecki fight.
That's right, Duke. Our system is now picking Magomed Zainukov to win with an approximate 80% chance. The betting line implies around 74%, so we're seeing a bit more confidence in Zainukov than the market.
80%, that's a strong call. What's driving that shift?
The primary reasons for the pick are Zainakov's recent form and the sentiment surrounding his performances. Our data indicates a stronger trajectory for him.
So the eye test, the way he's been looking, is finally catching up to the numbers?
You could say that. The model has adjusted its weighting based on more recent performance metrics and perceived momentum. It's a value pick for us as we like it more than the current line.
I love a good value pick. So we're saying Zainukov is the play here, and we're more confident than the bookies. I can get behind that.
Indeed, the model has spoken.
All right, that's all the time we've got for today on Open Scoring MMA. Make sure to tune in next time for all the results from UFC Oklahoma City and more breaking news from the world of mixed martial arts. Until then, keep those hands up and your chins down. Before you go, two quick things. Check out our free fight tracker at tracker.openscoringmma.com with every upcoming UFC and PFL card, live odds, and where to watch all in one place. And follow us on YouTube. Just search Open Scoring MMA for breaking news alerts, fight breakdowns, and videos you won't get here on the feed. That's it for today's Open Scoring MMA. Keep your hands up, and we'll see you next time.